there, I'm Salva and welcome back to Cuckoo for Books. Today I will be talking about some of the series that I will never, ever finish. Like, ever. The past few videos I've done, I've realized all I've done was gush and talk about how amazing a series was or how amazing a book was, and that's not a lie. Like, I would tell you if I didn't like a book. It just so happens that I've been reading a lot of good books lately. Some of it may be due to the fact that I've been sticking to authors that I know, or I do my research before reading a book, or it's part of a series, or whatever. I've been sticking with pretty good books this year. That being said, there are other books that I've read in the past that were absolutely I don't want to use the word horrible, but let's just say after picking up the first book, there is no way I would ever read the second, third, fourth, or fifth books. So amidst all my positive reviews, here you go guys, a negative review. Woo! No, not woo. If you're negative, then you're supposed to be like, aw, negative. So sad. First book on my list is the Gone series by Michael Grant. It's not a bad series. I thought it was great. I actually reread the first one again, trying to get back into it. I stopped reading it just because it was so depressing and graphic and violent and disgusting. For those of you who don't know, Gone is a story about one day kids under the age of 16 wake up and then there are no more adults. So that's an interesting premise, right? It takes you on a roller coaster ride and it is very exciting. It was too cruel for me to stand. Kids killing each other and psychopaths running amok, and there was, I am like cringing under my skin right now and getting goosebumps thinking about it. But there was this one scene, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but this human, he gets attacked by worms, and then there's another time when he starts turning into stone and like patches of his skin are like gravel, and I'm getting like shivers and the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. It was way too graphic for me, it was way too violent, and I just couldn't stand it. So after the second book, I'm like, man, I know this is gonna be an amazing series. I know the author is gonna take us every which way, but I just can't. I have to back out. I'm sorry, like, I'm done. Second series that I stopped reading were the Blood Red Road books by Moira Young. This is a very unique series. The author writes like the protagonist would write. The protagonist of Blood Red Road is an uneducated, uncultured girl in the middle of nowhere. So she spells her words wrong, uses grammar wrong. Do you remember how Hagrid used to speak in the Harry Potter books? Like the way Hagrid was written? And that pissed me off so much. Like, I love Harry Potter, but it was always such a struggle to get through Hagrid's parts because that's not the way you spell things. Also, I think the second book, another problem I had was the second book was a bit of a sophomore slump compared to the first book. And towards the end, I was like, you know, with the language and the decline of the plot, I just don't have anything holding me to this series. I'm just gonna point this out right now. You're gonna know I've lost interest in a series when I don't even try to get matching covers. That's a sign. Next up is the Icon series by Margaret Stoll. I don't remember anything that happened in this book. One of the books that suffered from my dystopian burnout phase. I've read so many books about post-apocalyptic societies and people with superpowers that at the end, just another book added to that pile meant nothing. There was nothing really that stood out in the story for me that was different from other superhero stories or dystopian stories. I'll pass. I'm good. Next book I have is, I'm afraid to raise this up because I know people who are fans. I have friends who are fans, and I don't think they know that I don't like this series. So I'm sorry right now, but it's my opinion. Don't hate. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. Another burnt out series. It was another dystopian book that I didn't really find particularly unique or stood out from the other dystopian book. The characters, didn't grow attached to them. The ending, I actually just skimmed through the end of, and when it ended, I was like, alright. Next up on my list of series that I will never finish is the Match series by Ali Condi. This started really good. I really liked the first book, which is Missing Its Cover. Again, another sign that I've lost interest because I don't know where the cover is. Oh, I have a bookmark in it. This isn't even my bookmark, it's my friend's bookmark. I must have lent this and not remembered. First book in the Match series started off really good. I liked the universe that she built. By that time, I'd read my share of dystopian books, but I still liked it. And then the second book came, it just got weird. Like, she left the community and they went on this trek through a thing that reminded me of the Grand Canyon. I stopped reading in the middle of the second book. I was just like, nope, I'm done. Next up is one of the series that I really genuinely liked for a time, and it is the Lorien Legacy series. I was such a fan when it started out. And then the second book came out and I was still like, you know, it's kind of cool, it's cool. And then as the series progressed, you got all these other points of views, and I just got a bit like, too many people. I liked 4. I liked John Smith. Too many people. Bad example of peer pressure. Do not ever succumb to peer pressure. If I'm being honest, a little bit of me was listening to the haters. Yeah, man, it wasn't cool. I didn't like the books either. I don't like it. But then also part of me just grew out of it. Next series that I will never ever finish. I have no problem with expressing my dislike for this series, and it is the Fallen series by Lauren. Kate was at a really bad book slump at that point in my life. My TBR list was not as huge as it is now, and it was something I always saw in the bookstore, so I was like, alright, I'll get that. I dragged my way through the first book. I was like, I'm almost done. Just a few more pages. Just a few more pages. Okay, we're done, thank God. And I was still in a book slump, and stupid apparently, I decided to get the next book, even though I didn't even like the first book. I don't know why. And you can tell how excited I was to read the second book. Cause look, it's not even open. It's been like this, sitting on my shelf for the past 3 years. Last on my list of series that I will never finish, and this is the series that I probably feel the most terrible about. It is the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. I adored the first book. I was such a fan. I was like, this is the book I've been looking for. Post Hunger Games. This is the book I want. It's got the excitement and survival and adventure and all those things, and I was so excited. And then the movie came out and I was like, yo, the movie. And I read the second book and I just wanted to cry and stab the book, because this is the book that followed the Maze Runner. That's what you decide to send after the Maze Runner. And then I read online and through other reviews that the series only gets worse from there. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to let you go. There are other books that should be taking up my time, and this is not one of them. So I'm sorry, Maze Runner people. And that is it for today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Share what series you're never gonna finish, and we'll chat. Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Cuckoo for Books, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!